We are off. Hopefully this connection comes in a little bit better, you guys. And we're checking us out, doing some... What's up, everybody? Did this connection come in a little bit better? Yeah, my Periscope is freezing, so I went ahead and disconnected and connected to a different Wi-Fi to see if that helps. Second time's a charm. Also, I changed the topic on you guys. You guys like that? That topic's gone. That topic froze, and it is froze in the Periscope lands. We got a different topic. We're rocking and rolling. Okay, 10-minute break. Let's go, Kirk. 10 minutes, you guys. So here we go. Let's see what time it is here. All right, let's rock and roll. So listen, I want to talk to you guys about email marketing because it's a topic I'm working on right now in the background. Today's release, every single day, a new video is dripped through the 8K per day formula, which is a course that I currently released. And today's drip release is 7 tips that I'm giving everybody to build a 10,000 person email list. So I thought, hey, let me just come out here and hang with you guys for a little bit, keep the topic kind of going, and we're gonna rock and roll with it. I'm on an iPhone right now. The reason that my phone's been stalling is because it keeps trying to get back and forth between LTE and the Wi-Fi here in the office. So I just basically got it on a different Wi-Fi. Okay, so listen, let's talk a little bit about email marketing, and then for those of you guys that have the 8K per day formula course of mine, you'll be able to watch a lot about it. So first things first is I want to tell you guys how many mistakes I made and how much time, hi friends, Carl Schickert here, and how much time that I spent trying to build a list and never built a list, okay? So for those of you guys that are asking about freezing, no, it has nothing to do with the phone. That was triggering in and out of the internet connection. It was trying to hook up to Wi-Fi and going back out and it froze. So listen, let's just talk about this. For years, I've made money online, but I didn't build a list. For years before that, I was in network marketing, but I didn't build an opt-in email list. For years before that, I did website design and search engine optimization, but I never built an email list. I've done sales, I've done high ticket sales, low ticket sales. Even one of the craziest things is I actually used to do lead generation. When I was in Nouveau Riche, which was a real estate investment opportunity, I was in lead generation. So I was generating thousands of leads and calling them to invite them to local business meetings. So we had generated maybe like 5,000 leads for people that were interested in real estate investing, and I never even built a list with those. We called them, and if they were either in or they weren't, and then we just kind of left them on the side. We'd never called them up again, never followed them, never had them in an email marketing list. So, if you get around a lot of the big gurus, they always tell you that the money's in the list, right? Well, really, the money's not in the list. The money is in your ability to sell, okay? So don't get confused with today's message about how important it is to build an email list, but just understand this, the money is in selling. The money's in selling. I've watched people with a 10,000 person list beat people with a 100,000 person list in pretty much hands down in affiliate contests. I've watched a guy with a 1,000 person email list pretty much dominate over everybody in an affiliate marketing contest. So it's not really the size of the list, it's your ability to sell. But that being said, the importance of an email list is crucial because it's important that you start now. It's important that you start building an email list. Now, there's lots of different ways to build them. For instance, you can buy an email list, and that's something that I don't suggest. For those of you that have considered this, like, oh, let me just go buy a list. I don't really like that method. So the reason I don't like that is because you don't have any relationship with your list, and you don't know any history about the list that you're buying. You have no idea if they're even going to like you. They have no idea that anything's going to work there. So the reality is that no, we're not. Sorry, right now we're not doing bridge pages for real estate. We're going to talk a little bit about email marketing today. Maybe another scope we'll do bridge pages. So when it comes to buying lists and stuff like that, I don't know that I necessarily recommend it. Okay. I don't know that I recommend it. Here's what I recommend doing, guys. It's a very simple approach. It works for me. First things first. Let me tell you some of the value of building an email list. I have around a 50,000 person email list, and that 50,000 person email list makes me in commissions over $1 million a year. So if you follow what I'm teaching you right now, there's a lot of value in this. The value is number one, that this 50,000 person email list makes around $1 million per year in commissions. Number two is that I build a relationship with my list. So that's not just a 50,000 person random list, it's a 50,000 person relationship list. And number three is that list could probably be half the size and I could probably get the same results. okay? It's not the size of 50,000. See, a lot of people think, oh, it's the size of that list. No, this could probably be a 20,000 person email list and get the same results, because there's so many people on my list that don't even open my emails. There's so many people, all this kind of stuff. So I just want to tell you, before we dive into some training here, is that think about it, just put yourself in my shoes. A year from now, 2 years from now, find yourself with a 50,000 person list that is responsive and engaged. That's about $1 million per year if you know how to market properly. Okay? But I'm sure you'll figure out how to market properly if you had the list. Like, think about it. If you had that list right now, if you had a 50,000 person email list right now, you would probably spend your days figuring out how to market properly, okay? But when you don't have the list, it's important to figure out how to build a list, okay? How to build a list. So before you worry about value, before you worry about anything, before you worry about what to do, what to write, anything, the first thing you got to understand is you got to come to a belief of what the importance of building a list represents, okay? Because most of you right now could have been building a list over the last year and you didn't, okay? Most of you could have been building a list for the last year and you didn't. You need to understand that. So there's something, it's not about how to build a list. A lot of you think, oh, I need to learn how to. You don't need to learn how to, okay? That's not what's important. What's important is the why. What's important really more than anything is the why you should build a list. So I want you to understand the reason you should build an email marketing list is because once you build the list, you're able to continue to mail them over and over and over and over and over for years. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to know all these questions that are coming in, you guys. I'm not ignoring them on purpose. None of them are really relevant to what I'm talking about, because all of that aside, you don't even really need to know any of that stuff at all. That's all stuff that like takes you from good to great, okay? But first, you guys got to get good. So don't worry about getting great. Like, don't worry about tweaking optimizations quite yet. Don't worry about perfect titles. You'll learn all that. Right now, you got to go from where you are to good, and then once you're good, then you work on good to great, and then great to excellent, and then excellent to becoming an expert. Okay, so don't worry about that. What you need to do is you need to focus on building a list, and really you need to focus on why you should build a list. When it clicks in your mind why you should build a list, then every single day it'll be like it'll just be like natural for you. It'll be like breathing. You'll start to realize in everything you do, you'll start to implement list building into everything you do. It'll be just second nature to you. Right now, for those of you that don't have big email lists, it's just because you've never made it a priority. Kind of like getting in shape, like with fitness. For those of you that right now you're like, hey, I could stand to lose some weight. If anybody right now feels like, hey, I could probably lose some weight. Well, the only reason you didn't already lose the weight is because you didn't make it a priority. That's the only reason why you didn't do it. You didn't ever sit down and say, you know what, this is an absolute priority for me to lose this weight. If it was a priority and you made a decision to do it, you would do it. You would already have lost that weight. That's the key thing, and that's the key thing about list building too. When you make list building a priority, when you turn around and when you make list building mandatory part of how you build your business, that's when you're absolutely gonna step it up, and that's when you're gonna start creating these results. Let me move you guys over here because I got my computer on behind me. Okay, so listen, it's gonna go something like this, okay? Here's what it's gonna look like. Number one, you're gonna make list building a priority. You're absolutely gonna make it a priority. Nothing's gonna stop you from this day forward. You're gonna start building a list, okay? Number two, you're gonna come up with something of amazing free value that you're gonna give to your people in exchange. It's like what's called like an ethical bribe. Yes, you're bribing them because you want them to join your email list, but it's ethical. It's an ethical bribe. You're saying, hey, I'll give you this in exchange. So I'll give you this and you give me that. You're trading. You trade me your contact information and I'll trade you some valuable information, usually for free. Okay? You don't have to build a free email list. You could focus only on buyers, but I like to do both. Okay? So it's not a funnel, nothing. It's just a free exchange. Okay? Something as simple as this. You guys, let me give you the most basic free exchange that I do here on Periscope. I say, and you guys don't worry about all these questions. Don't worry, I'll answer them. So here's a basic ethical bribe that I have here on Periscope, okay? If you guys enjoy my scopes, if you guys get value out of these, I have over like 110 of them for free that are archived on a website for you that you can watch anytime that you want. You can scroll through. I've got over 100 scopes like this where I teach you different topics. So here's my ethical bribe. My ethical bribe is, if you would like access to those 100 scopes, go to chrisrecord.tv. Okay? Now, when you go to chrisrecord.tv, I'm going to do this in the background right now. When you go to chrisrecord.tv, because I don't want you to log off the website here. Okay, so my ethical bribe is that I'm creating a lot of value for you. Okay, so hold on really quick. When you go to chrisrecord.tv, it takes you here. Okay? So the ethical bribe is basically, hey, come, I've got, and this only says access to 50 videos or whatever. I just haven't even updated it just because I'm cranking out videos. So what you got to realize is some of you are like, okay, well, Chris, how are you making money off Periscope and stuff like that? Well, listen, here's an example. I'm using Bridge Pages, but you can use any kind of lead capture page, and you can click, okay? And then right there, it goes into this. It goes into catch.me, which is a place that you can archive videos, okay? Like here's a video I did today, Learn, Do, Teach. That was a good one, okay? Here's another one, long-term thinking versus instant gratification. These are good videos, you guys. These are really good videos. Look at all these. How about this one here? Like this is powerful. Okay, I'm showing affiliate stats, all kinds of stuff. So people can then go in here and they can watch this. Look, there's 32,000 hearts there, right? So listen, the reality is that what I'm doing is I'm just using a free service, catch.me. I'm using a free service like you guys can all use, and all I'm doing is putting a bridge page right before it. So instead of saying, hey, go check me out on Catch, a bridge page, Tatiana, is like a lead capture page. Okay, if you want to build a list, you have to capture leads. You guys understand this, right? If you want, you guys, look, I hope you guys understand this. Let me give you some examples. Okay, Jeff Rumble, good day. Okay, so I guess someone was talking about Jeff Rumble, so I'll use him as an example. I didn't see him on here. Sorry if I missed you, Jeff. But we'll use Jeff Rumble as an example. So Jeff Rumble does freestyle videos, right? He basically does freestyle raps. Okay, he is here. Okay, so maybe he's at least going to hear this if he's here. So he does freestyle raps. So for example, in his videos, he could say like, you know, he could have a call to action, which is a short and easy to remember URL. He could say, hey, everybody, go to, let me turn this around for you. Okay, he could say, hey, everybody, if you're enjoying these freestyles, you know, go to freestylejeff.com. Okay, something like that. So you get something very simple that people don't have to think about how to spell. You know, he goes, go to freestylewithjeff.com, freestylewithjeff.com, and not only you get access to like literally like 50 videos where I'm freestyling so you can learn, but I also have a few videos where I teach you how to freestyle. So if anybody's interested in how I come up with these words and how I do what I do in hip hop, I've got a few tutorials in there that you can learn from me, and it's all 100% for free. Just go to freestylewithjeff.com. So all he's doing is he's using Periscope for free, and he's using catch.me to archive all the replays. But so here's Periscope and here's catch.me. But right in the middle, he's inserting a bridge page or a lead capture page or some sort of a page to be able to get people to opt into an email list. So now what's happening is he's using free stuff, using free tools, and he's basically building a list. Every single person that goes. So I've not even been on Periscope for a full month yet. Okay, I don't know when my month anniversary is here on Periscope. We'll find out. And maybe I'm close to it. But I haven't even been on for a full month yet. Maybe it's tomorrow. Do you know? We don't know.
Yeah, I was just looking at your follower count.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on here. Brian wants to chime in. He's looking at some stuff. Say what's up to Brian Kane, you guys.
What's going on, y'all? I was just looking at the stats over there, and I know you haven't even been on for a month yet. Mm-hmm. Like your opt-in list is like over 2,300 right now, just from Periscope alone. It's pretty crazy.
Over 2,300, 2,300 just from Periscope.
Just from Periscope.
And not even on a month. You guys, 2,003. They're all saying hi to you. 2,300 opt-ins by simply saying out loud, go to chrisrecord.tv on these Periscopes. Okay. Not only saying it. But what I'll do is I'll do something like this. Let's go through this together, you guys. So here's what I'll say on the videos. I'll say, hey, you guys, listen, I got over 100 free trainings like this over on my website at chrisrecord.tv, chrisrecord.tv. And what I'll do is I'll ask some of you in the comments, hey, can somebody really quickly, can you type that in the comments? And some of you should try it right now. Can you type that in the comments real quick, chrisrecord.tv? And so what'll happen is some viewers will go ahead and they'll do me a favor and they'll type that in, because as the broadcaster, I can't necessarily type it in. So what I'm doing is I'm giving people a verbal, see, there you go, Ali Brooke, there you go, chrisrecord.tv, James puts it in, everybody's putting it in, right? So you see what I'm saying, chrisrecord.tv. Now what happens is, we're working as a team here. For anybody that's on a scope of mine that's not yet opted in, they can go to chrisrecord.tv just like that, and now they can opt in just like you just saw. When they opt in, they're forwarded to my catch.me page where I have all my recordings, and at the same time, they opt into my list. Now that they're on my email list, I can choose to mark it however I want. The worst case scenario, is that they choose to get off the list. At the bottom of every email I send, there's an option to get off the list. So if they don't like my emails, or they think that I write too long, or they don't like my copywriting, or they don't like, anything about me, or they don't like the fact